Hello, this is Dr. L. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use jGrasp. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create a new folder on my desktop, and I'm going to actually place all my Java file in this folder, so that makes it easier for me to find them. Okay, now I'm going to start my jGrasp, and okay, so now basically my jGrasp is kind of divided into three main windows. So I have my main window. This is where actually I'm going to type my Java program once I start creating a Java program. Over here I have actually four tabs. I'm going to actually talk about two of them: compile messages and run IO. So when I've actually finished typing my program and when I will compile it, this is the window where all the compilation message will be displayed to me. So if there's any error, they will show up in this window over here. Okay, in this window, when I will run my program, my run messages are going to be displayed over here. So all the messages that are displayed by my program are going to show up in this window. So this is where this is kind of my file browser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my desktop, and then I'm going to select my projects folder. So when I will create my Java files, they are going to show up as a list in this window, and then this show me where my Java programs are going to be saved. So it's going to be saved on my desktop. There's a projects folder, and that's where it's going to be saved. Okay, so I'm going to start a new file. I'm going to say file new Java, and now you see that I can actually see a cursor which shows that my jGrasp is ready for me to type the Java code. And over here it will actually show you the name of the file. So right now I have not given it any name, but when I will save it, I will give it a name, and that name will show up over here. Okay, so right now I suggest that you just follow what I'm typing over here, and later on we'll actually talk about the different aspect of the Java code. Okay, so let's get started. And you'll see that as soon as I start typing, there is an asterisk that appears over here at the name of the file, and that shows that this file has not been saved. So once I saved it, then basically this asterisk will go away. Okay, so let's call our class demo. Okay. And now actually I'm going to go and save it. So I'm going to save file, save as, and it will suggest a name. So this is the folder where it is going to be saved. So it's a project folder, and there's a name. And by the way, just use the default name, because that's a name, and because we need to save the Java file using the same the name which has been suggested by jGrasp. So I'm going to click on save, and you'll see that now I can see my name of the file in the tab over here, and the file also show up in my my file browser, and the asterisk is gone. So now as soon as I will start typing, the asterisk will appear again to show that it has been modified and it needs to be saved. Okay. Okay, so I'm done. So I'm going to save it. So before you compile, you always have to save it. Okay, so click on the, so you can either kind of click on this button over here, or you can go to file and say save. So there are two choices. So I'm going to save it, and then to compile, again I have like three choices. So I can go to the build and click on the compile, or I can actually press Control B, or I can actually go and click on this button over here, like a plus sign. They're all going to compile the file. So I'm going to click the compile, and then this is where my messages are going to be displayed. So if there's any error, it's going to be displayed over here, and then when I kind of click on this, it's actually going to take me to the line where that error is. So it says that, oh, it was expecting, and it tell you where it was expecting the semicolon over here. So it says, it was expecting a semicolon at the end of the line. Now all the Java lines or the Java statement ends with a semicolon, so you have to make sure that you include that. So again, I'm going to actually save this, and then I'm going to compile this again, and so now this is a new compilation message, so there is no error. So that means it shows that my file was compiled correctly. Now if sometimes when you get a lot of errors in there, you can actually clear the compile window and to get rid of all the previous messages, and then you can compile it. So now I'm going to compile it again, and it shows that there is no error. Okay, now how do I run this? Again, I have three choices. So I can go to the build and say run, or I can do Control R, or I can kind of click on this running guy, which again is going to do the same thing as run my Java program. Now I don't really have to actually go to this tab. When I will run this, it will automatically move my focus to this tab, and then I will see the message. So this kind of really very simple Java program which kind of display the message hello world. And so this is what was and that's what it's really doing. So this is just to kind of make sure that you know how to use the jGrasp. Now I can actually go and make any changes. So I can say hello students. Now remember, whenever I make any changes, I have to actually recompile the program. I cannot really run it without recompiling. So I'm going to go and well, actually I have to, okay, so I can click on the compile button, and by default, like whenever I click on the compile button, it's going to save it automatically. So I'm going to run it again, and you will see that I got a different message again. Like if you want to clear this window, you can click on the clear button, and then you can actually go and run it. So to get the latest output from your Java code. I hope this will help. Now there are a couple of things before I end. So just again kind of show you that my demo.java file, which contains my source code, is located in my shown in my file browser. And now there's another file in there. It's called demo.class. So whenever I actually compile a Java program, it is converted into to kind of create another file which has the same name as the name of the Java file, but the extension is .class. Okay, but you can't really open this file, but this is a file that is going to be used for running your Java program. I hope this would have helped you learn how to use jGrasp. Thank you.